He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife, as ever, stealing again. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Those of you who are football fans may recall that there was a chant some time ago which was directed at Arsenal Football Club. It's actually had a little bit of a resurgence as of late as a consequence of their reliance on the dark arts, shall we say, under Mikel Arteta. The chant goes, "Same old Arsenal, always cheating. Same old Arsenal, always cheating." Well, I think that very neatly can be moved across to "Same old Meghan, always stealing." Yes, this one's wife is at it again. The magpie of Monty Shitshow has been engaging in taking things that belong to other people and using them without any due consideration for the impact on other people. This surrounds her latest brand disaster, As Ever. First of all, As Ever was utilised by Diana in respect of her sign-off, and therefore we know that this one's wife will have plucked it from there as a consequence of the fact that she has no originality about her, and because through her deluded mind she believes that she channels the spirit of Diana, Princess of Wales. So, first of all, she has stolen the phrase itself from somebody else. It's also the case that she's taken the name that's used by a clothing brand in New York City, and they are well aware of this activity. Following this one's wife hurried announcement of the As Ever brand and the shambolic launch of said brand, many people were quick to point out that there already existed a brand called As Ever, which is a clothing line in New York. This prompted them to post on their Instagram account as follows. "I want to say thank you to all the old friends who know and love our small family brand, As Ever, and also say hi to all those that have just become aware we exist. Well, as usual, or perhaps one might say as ever, I think we're going to get plenty of mileage out of that, this one's wife has engaged in the collateral consequences. You remember when she started to dole out her shitty jam to celebrities, what happened? People then went flocking to King Charles's selection of jam on Highgrove, resulting in a surge in sales and it selling out. It would appear that a collateral consequence of this one's wife's conduct is that more people have been looking at As Ever New York and their offerings instead. The note continues, in the last 36 hours there has been an outpouring of support and concern regarding recent events around our namesake brand. We are aware, we are not affiliated. Making it quite clear that they know about what this one's wife is doing because it's been brought to their attention by various members of the public, and making it clear that there's absolutely no connection. And who can blame them? After all, you've worked hard to establish your clothing brand, and as mentioned, it's a small family brand. You've built up goodwill, you have a loyal customer base, you're not conquering the world, but you're doing pretty well. The last thing you want is to be associated with the brand of an unlikable individual who is haphazard, who steals other people's ideas and doesn't actually have anything to offer. You would want to distance yourself from that as quickly and as far as you possibly could, would you not? It continues, this venture started back in 2015 when I reworked vintage military to make our signature tanker pant for my wife, Astrid Dahl, as a side hobby. It was followed by a pink jumpsuit that quickly became a cult classic. I don't think those are words that are going to be applied to As Ever Monty Shitshow, are they? Possibly another word that's close to cult with one of the letters changing. In 2017, As Ever became official and I started manufacturing. There are several women and events that were instrumental in the creation of our brand. I want to thank them again. I also want to thank Robert choker, and his family-run factory. Without all of them, as ever would not exist. It's 2025. We are grateful to still be here making clothing in New York and New Jersey. We are grateful for all the customers coast to coast and worldwide that have supported our venture. We will continue, as ever. Mark Kolsky. Accordingly, this one's wife stealing their name. She probably didn't see that there was an outfit called As Ever, and thought to herself, oh, that's a good name, I'll take it. She's evidently taken it from Diana. But it also demonstrates that this haphazard narcissist never does her due diligence. She never considers, am I using something that's utilized by something else? Why? Because she doesn't give a flying fuck. She's access all areas. Sense of entitlement says you can do whatever you want. And if there's something similar to what she has, then she would see them as the usurper, of them occupying space that belongs to her. That is the twisted logic which governs her thought process. But it's not just As Ever that has been pinched by this one's wife and appropriated, both in terms of the name of a clothing brand in New York City and the sign-off used by Diana. No. There's more, which undoubtedly you're probably already familiar with. You'll have noticed the symbol that has appeared at the top of the As Ever landing site, which is of a palm tree with two birds either side of it. It would appear that this one's wife has pinched that. The starting point for her plagiarism might well have been this. Yes, you can see the palm tree quite clearly here. This actually is the symbol of the German Africa Corps that was the German expeditionary force in North Africa during World War II. It's overlaid by a symbol which was closely linked to the Nazis, and naturally I've had to redact it to avoid YouTube smacking my bottom. So might it have been that the German Africa Corps was the inspiration for this? Well, one might think there's appropriate links between this one's wife and those types of people, but no. The resemblance is even closer. Now, you may have difficulty distinguishing between these two symbols because they are just so similar, and therefore they've been helpfully labelled to ensure that you're able to distinguish them. The grey and white one on the left, showing a palm tree and two birds either side, is the creation for As Ever. The one on the right, which is in colour, showing a palm tree with two birds either side, is the coat of arms of Piraeus in Mallorca. Yes, this one's wife has gone and taken somebody's coat of arms. That, once again, she's engaged in the plagiarism for which she is so well known. And this has been reported and was noted by many people as a consequence of, once again, people go searching for what it might be similar to. Or they think, actually, that reminds me of something I've seen before. And the reason that people do this is twofold. One, they don't like this one's wife, and two, they know that she's a magpie, that she regularly comes along and takes things that don't belong to her and passes them off as her invention, her creation. So people actively go and look to see, whatever she creates, is this like something else that exists? This is the problem that she's created for herself. Because she's so disliked, that, as I've explained before, there's a legion of, in essence, fact checkers waiting to scrutinise each thing that she does and then point out, that's a quotation that somebody else has used, that's taken from somebody else's speech, she's copied what somebody else has worn, and here she's copied somebody else's logo / coat of arms. The Daily Mail reports this one's wife's shambolic rebrand of American Riviera Orchard seemingly hit a fresh stumbling block after it triggered a plagiarism row in Spain. Civic bosses in the sleepy Mallorca village of Poeres are reportedly considering legal action against the Duchess of Sussex after accusing her of copying its traditional coat of arms for the logo of her revamped luxury brand As Ever. Ha! What an ass clown this woman is. Yet again, showing her sense of entitlement to go off half-cocked, showing her plagiaristic ways by way of character trait acquisition, taking something that belongs to somebody else and making it seem like it's her creation. She can't be bothered to do the proper due diligence. She can't be bothered to put the effort in to come up with something original. She has to steal. Mayor Francisca Mora told local newspaper Ara Baleares the likeness is surreal and that the town hall is deciding whether or not to take legal action against this one's wife. She added, "I don't know if she visited some agritourism sites and saw the coat of arms, because the photo on her website is taken from Mallorca. She said the village now feels international and hopes this will at least bring it some recognition. I hope that many people around the world will become aware that in Mallorca there is an inland town that has this coat of arms," Mayor Mora added. The mayor also told the Sun newspaper, "We don't want our coat of arms to be perverted because it belongs exclusively to Poeres. The only difference with their logo and our coat of arms is that theirs shows 2 hummingbirds, and in ours are either swallows or pigeons. Historians cannot agree. We will ask this one's wife to remove the logo from their website." She really is useless, isn't she? Her website gets leaked, she has to scramble to create some self-serving, self-absorbed video, and then we learn that the symbol that is on it, she's pinched from someone else, and faces potential legal action to tell her, "Take it down, it doesn't belong to you." It's all publicity, of course, for this one's wife, but it's the wrong type of publicity. It provides her with fuel, but it's challenge fuel. It demonstrates that far from being this Machiavellian mastermind, this woman with huge business acumen, that she is an amateur. She is like a teenager starting out with a blog that thinks, "I haven't got a budget to hire somebody to create a logo for me. I know, I'll just go and pinch one." That's the naivety of a teenager. This is a woman in her 40s that is a millionairess. But she still behaves like that teenager because, in effect, her narcissism operates in a similar way. Yet again, she shows her sense of entitlement, her lack of boundary recognition, the lack of accountability for her behaviour, the grandiosity of believing that she can do as she pleases, and the absence of emotional empathy for the impact that it has upon other people. The launch was haphazard and useless. It's been laughed at and ridiculed, and already she faces the threat of legal action with regard to her stealing again. She's stolen a clothing company's name, she's stolen the sign-off of Diana, and she's stolen the coat of arms. It really is the clusterfuck of Monty Shitshow in action once again. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.